It's your main man, Mr. Murdock29, here with another topic to talk about. We're going to talk about today's topic: New York City gangs. Now, I'm from New York City, born and raised, Brooklyn, New York, 1980. St. John's Hospital, also known as Interfaith Hospital, for those of you Brooklynites to know, right there on Atlantic Avenue, right next to the Long Island Railroad L train station. The Interfaith Hospital, that's where I was born. Born and raised, Brooklyn, New York, December of 1980. Now, growing up in New York, there was always gangs. There was gangs before I was born. There were gangs after I was born. Now, my dad, he was born in Florida, and he was born, I think 2 months later, he moved to New York with my grandmother when she came from Dominican, and they went over there to Miami. Then the next stop was New York. He told me it was a couple of gangs, just like my boy's, his father. He said he was in a gang called the Jolly Stompers. There was a lot of gangs, just like the movie The Warriors. It was just like that, just like that. My thing is, when I was coming up in the early 90s to the late 80s, there was a lot of street gangs in New York. A lot of original gangs, like Decepticons. I know a lot of you know what I'm talking about, Decepticons. Funny as this might sound, there was a lot of gangs named after TV stations, but they were no joke. There was a gang called CBS, which meant Can't Be Stopped. There was a gang called NBC, Newborn Criminals. There was a gang called BMW, Brooklyn's Most Wanted. There was a lot of other gangs out there in New York City. It's a gang called the Lowlifes. They used to go inside of department stores and boost and steal nothing but Polo Ralph Lauren clothes. Hence the name Low Lives. Okay? Polo Lives. That's what they get their name from. Now, I was about 11 years old when these gangs was running around. But I'm telling you, these gangs were official. They were no joke. That's right. They were no fucking joke. Alright? Now, coming up in the late, going into 98, 99, you started seeing no more Decepticons, no more BMW clique, no more Low Lives. They were all gone. So what did we have after that? We had a bunch of Bloods and Crips. Now this doesn't have nothing to do with the Latin Kings, because the Latin Kings are legit in New York. They have roots from all over. They're all really connected. You see those people, and you see Latin Kings have conventions in New York with kings and queens from all over the United States. They're organized. Now, let's get into the Bloods and the Crips. And I know a lot of people ain't gonna like what I'm about to say, but fuck you, because I say what I want. This is my channel. Fuck you. Alright? I'm just speaking it the way I see it, and I'm calling it out. You got Bloods and you got these Crips. And I say to myself, where the fuck did they come from? Where did they just pop up out of nowhere? Now, I have really no problem with gangs. I mean, who am I to really talk about? I might have problems with certain things they do, but I don't have a problem with the gang itself. Now, I'll explain that in another topic. But what I mean by that is, there's so much other things in this world that's evil. There's a lot of evil government people. Cops are like a gang too. So I'm not gonna really touch on that. Okay, I'm gonna touch on that in another topic. But let's get into this New York City Crips and Bloods thing. Now, they were a joke. I had a little altercation when they first came out here. Not here, when they first came out to New York. Me and my friend James, man, it was funny. I can remember this like it was yesterday. There were some Bloods. They moved around the corner from us. It was about 6 of them. And they were all related. They were family. One day, my boy James, he went to a newsstand, and he grabbed the Vibe. I think it was the Vibe magazine, and I think that's when he started getting hip to all the Blood and Crip thing in New York City. And he seen them Bloods by the store, and I was with him. And he said, guess what? He said it's to the blood. And Blood said, what happened? And he's like, this book said y'all fake. And it must have got them really upset. You know, he was like, what you mean we fake? Well, my friend says right here in the magazine that you guys are fake. Y'all fake. And I think one of them got mad, and he threw a bottle on the floor. He threw his bottle on the floor. And when he did that, man, I said, hey, if y'all thinking about jumping on my man, it ain't going down unless I get in it. We gonna just be a bunch of bruised up motherfuckers. It ain't happening, you know what I mean? So my boy James, he's a psycho anyway. He took off his jacket and his shirt and everything, ready to fight. It was like 6 of them against me and him. So my boy Spanky, he comes across the street. He gets in their face, and then they started bitching up. You know, and I'm saying to myself, wow, you know, it escalated after that, actually. 2 days later, they tried to do something to my boy Woody, and he went and got his gun, and, you know, a lot of other things happened, you know, shots was fired, and we never saw they punk asses again, you know. But all I got to say about that is, look, leave that shit in Los Angeles. The reason why I say that is, come on. You guys, you Bloods and Crips in New York, you're acting like you guys have actual links with the Bloods and Crips in California. I'm not just, you know what, when I speak for New York, I'm going to say it for New York, but it's in these other states too. It's not just New York City. It's other states running around, all of a sudden blue and red flags all over the place. They have nothing to do with none of those Bloods and the Crips in California, and I think that's totally disrespectful to the Los Angeles Bloods and Crips. That's just the way I look at it. If you're going to be a gang, be original. Start your own gang. Be original. You know, start up a gang, you know, the Gun Nut Gang or the Murdock Gang or some Skullhead Gang or start up some real shit. Don't copy because you see on TV Snoop Dogg and all of them, or, you know, Suge Knight and all of them wearing red flags, and all of a sudden you want to be Blood or Crip. You know, that doesn't sit well with me one bit. All right? That's right. I'm going to say what I want. Fuck you. You got a problem with it? You can see me. It's nothing. You can see me on my most fucked up day, and you can't see me. Put it like that. Basically, it's just a joke. It makes New York City look bad. You know, now I could see if it was like this. You know, somebody from LA came over there and they linked up with somebody in New York, and then they start. No, it's not like that. And I know it's not like that because y'all have totally 2 different codes that y'all live under. You go to LA. If you're a Blood or Crip, you go to LA with that bullshit and you're not linked to none of them, you're not coming back to New York City. I'm just speaking in how I see it. You guys have no business running around with red flags, blue flags in your pocket. It's total disrespect, you know, and if you get what you got coming to you, you deserve it, you know. That's how I see it. It's the same way if LA dudes started the Decepticons gang and nobody from New York originated it with the LA dudes. It's the same thing. So that's wrong. You don't do that. It's just... You just don't do certain things. You know, so many other things. Why do you want to be Blood and why you want to be Crip? You guys have no idea how serious that is in LA for you to be running around in New York City with red and blue flags. New York City ain't about red and blue flags. It was about original street gangs that were original, that you didn't find nowhere else in the United States. That's what New York City represented. And it's sad. It's sad to see these little clowns running around here with red flags, running around here with blue flags, dying, don't even know what they're dying for. They don't even know the true meaning of Blood and Crip, but yet they want to run around with flags hanging out their pockets. And the next stop for them is the morgue, you know what I mean? And then that's when you see family on TV crying and bitching about how Billy was a good kid and all of that, and bullshit. Your Billy was running around stabbing people, robbing people, and someone fixed him up and hung his ass up real good. You know what I mean? Yes, right. Fuck you. I'm gonna say what I want. If you don't like it, fuck you. All right? I'm just speaking the truth, and a lot of you out there agree with me when it comes to this. It's disgusting. Coming from New York, it make me ashamed to be from New York. Every time I go back home, red flag all over the bleed. They bees up. Brap. What the fuck is a brap? No Blood over in LA says brap. That's so fucking silly and corny. That's so fucking silly and corny. That's why you motherfuckers get shot all the time. You don't even know what the fuck you saying. You running around here, blap. You ain't go to fucking school and get a fucking job. And then if you're gonna do it like them. If you're gonna do it all the way like them. I don't want to see a stitch of blue on on a fucking blood. I don't want to see a stitch of red on a Crip. I see a blood and he got blue jeans on. I'm saying to myself, what the fuck are you doing? If you're gonna do something like LA, do it all the way, baby. Don't be half-assed on it. Don't be half-assed on it. Don't say, oh, the reason why